Okay, so this is the last module which we are going to see in the subject design and drawing of reinforced concrete structures. So let us see the contents of the module. So what are we going to study in this module? So first we will see the basic concept and the general principles of pre-stressed concrete. Then what are the different materials used and their properties in pre-stressed concrete? And then what are the various methods, techniques, and systems of pre-stressing? And then we will see what are losses in pre-stress. And then at the end, we will do the analysis of the beam section at transfer and service loads. Okay, so what is transfer and what is service load, that we will see when we start with that topic. So today we are going to cover the basics, the materials used, the methods, techniques, and the systems of pre-stressing. Okay, so I think before starting with the topic, I would just like to ask you, have you come across this topic before? Or what do you understand by pre-stressed concrete? In general, if anyone knows, they can give me the answer. What do you understand by pre-stressed concrete and how it is different from reinforced cement concrete? Okay, so as the name suggests, so by the name itself, you must have some understanding of the type of concrete we are talking about. So just a basic idea, what do you understand by pre-stressed concrete, anyone? Yes, am I audible, everyone? Okay, so I'm audible.
So the structural material that allows for predetermined engineering stresses.
The structural material that determines
Pre predetermined engineering stresses to be placed in the member to
okay,
counteract the stresses.
okay, predetermined stresses which are induced in the member. Okay, so what he's trying to say is, in simple terms, just by the word pre-stress concrete, the concrete in which we are inducing stresses, as simple as that. Okay, so that is the basic meaning of the pre-stressed concrete. Okay, conventional RCC concrete may we are not inducing the stresses, but here we are inducing the stresses in that. We are inducing stresses so that it can counter attack the counterbalance the loading or the stresses developed due to the loading, external loading. So that is the basic concept. Okay, Shorabji is saying it is a method in which we induce internal compressive stresses in the member before service stage so that the imposed load is counteracted by the internal stresses of the member. Correct. So I hope some of you has got a fair idea about pre-stressed concrete. So let us start. So what is pre-stressed concrete? The process of induction of compressive stresses in the structure before it is put to actual use is known as pre-stressing. Okay, so that you have to understand, before actually putting it into use, before that we are inducing the stresses. So that is called as pre-stressed concrete. So pre-stressed concrete member is a concrete member in which internal stresses are introduced in planned manner so that the stresses resulting from the superimposed load are counteracted to a desired degree. So that this is what we have just spoken about, so that the superimposed load are counteracted. That is the main reason of pre-stressing the concrete. So here we can see that a wide range of applications of pre-stressed concrete. The metro construction you can see. So all these constructions, the pre-stressed concrete is used on a large scale. Okay, so because of its various advantages, so it is used for large span constructions. So now let us understand what is the basic concept behind this. So here with the help of the figure, we'll try to understand what is the basic concept. So internal stresses are induced to counteract the external stresses. So here you can see from the figure 1. So when a load is applied on a member, the member will try to bend. In the second figure, we can see the bending shape. So now in the third figure, what we are doing, we are placing the tendons in the member and we are stretching the tendon from both the sides. Okay. And then afterwards we are releasing it. So what will happen? So whenever you stretch anything and then you release, it will try to bend like this. In the fifth figure, you can see. Okay. So initially, before applying the load, it is actually trying to bend like this because of the stresses which are developed in the tendons, and that stresses will be transferred to the concrete and the whole member will try to bend like this. And when after that, when the external loading is applied, it will bend downwards. Okay. So what will happen? The downward bending will be less because of this upward pressure of the tendons. So ultimately what will happen? Downward loading के बाद भी जो member है, as far as possible it will be straight. ठीक है, वो straight रहेगा, लेकिन जो second figure है ऐसा bend नहीं होगा. ठीक है, because already उसमें upward pressure develop हो रहा है. So that is the basic concept. So in 1904, Freycinet attempted to introduce permanent acting forces in concrete to resist elastic forces under loads and was named as pre-stressing. So that is nothing but in 1904, Freycinet actually gave it a name. Before that also this concept was used, but it was only that in 1904 that Freycinet scientists gave it a name of pre-stressing. Okay, so now again here with the help of the figure, you can understand. So this is a conventional reinforced concrete. So after the loading is applied on the member will try to bend like this and cracks are developed. So crack with deflection under dead load and full service load. So cracks will develop at the tension zone. We already know this. Now, when there is a pre-stressed concrete, so due to the dead load itself, the member will try to bend like this. And after full service load, the member is as far as possible, it is straight. It will not bend. The basic meaning is the load taking for the same loading, this will be like this. ठीक है, load taking capacity तुम्हारा member का बढ़ जाएगा. That is the basic concept. So here you can see uncracked with likely camber under dead land pre-stress. So that is the basic advantage of pre-stressed concrete. Okay, so history, let us see. The concept of pre-stressing was invented years ago when metal wound around wooden pieces. So this is a typical example of pre-stressing. A long period ago, this method was used. Okay, so in this, the metal bands were tightened under the tensile stresses, which creates compression between the staves. So these are the wooden staves, allowing them to resist internal liquid pressure. So in these barrels, so liquid was stored, oil was stored. Okay, so these metal straps were used so that it could withstand the pressure from the oil. So now let us understand what is the principle of pre-stressing. So pre-stressing is a method in which compression force is applied to the reinforced concrete section. Now the effect of pre-stressing is to reduce the tensile stresses in the section to the point till the tensile stress is below the cracking stress. Okay, so that is the basic objective behind doing this. We have to reduce the tensile stresses in the member. Okay, so that is the objective of pre-stressed concrete, so that the cracks are not developed, thus the concrete does not crack. Now it is then possible to treat concrete as a elastic material. Now the concrete can be visualized to have two compressive forces, basically the internal pre-stressing force and the external forces. So now we have talked about both the forces. The concrete, एक तो internal pre-stressing force develop हो रहा है और दूसरा है external loading which is acting on the member. It can be dead load, live load, etc. So these two forces must counteract each other. So now let us understand the principle with the help of this stress diagram. So here you can see the stress in the concrete when pre-stressing is applied at the CG of the section. Okay, so this is the cross section of the member, and here pre-stressing is applied at the CG, center of gravity of the section. So now here you can see this is the direct stress diagram. So this is the direct stress, that is force upon area. So here this stress is due to the dead load and this is the stress due to the live load. So now if you combine these stress diagram, so you will get the resultant stress diagram. So why do you find out the resultant stress diagram? To check whether there is tension developed in the member or not. So that is the reason we draw the resultant stress diagram. So here you can see what happens due to pre-stressing, the stresses which are developed. Now due to pre-stressing, the stresses which are developed, these stresses are large in compression and very little or no tension. ठीक है, what is the objective of us? ठीक है, अपना target क्या था? Target यही है कि tension, we have to avoid the tension in the member. So that is the goal. So that is the objective of us by providing the pre-stress in the concrete. So here you can see in the resultant stress diagram that goal is achieved. यहाँ पे देखो resultant जो stress diagram है, tension तो very less है, very little or no tension, और compression में है member basically. So that is the target is achieved. So I hope this is clear. Now let us understand the stress in the concrete when pre-stressing is applied eccentrically with respect to the CG of the section. ठीक है, तो इसके पहले tendons कहाँ पे place थे? At the CG of the section. So now we are providing the eccentricity. Sorry, now we are providing pre-stressing at an eccentricity. ठीक है, so this is E. E is nothing but the eccentricity. So here you can see, ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक जो stress diagram है that will be added, that is the stresses due to eccentricity. ठीक है, so eccentric stresses, एक तो direct stress है F by A, फिर stresses due to eccentricity, then stress due to dead load and stress due to live load. ठीक है, so now here you can see in the resultant stress diagram again there is small tension. ठीक है, यहाँ पे bottom में एक small compression नहीं है, यहाँ पे small tension है. So the objective is to reduce the tension in the member as far as possible. Okay. So I hope this is clear everyone, the principle of pre-stressing. Why do you find out the resultant stress diagram? To check whether जो bottom zone है तुम्हारा वो tension उसमें ज़्यादा develop ना हो. So that is the main objective of us. We are trying to keep the member as much possible in compression so that there are no deflections, there are no cracks. That is the reason. Is this clear everyone so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now let us move ahead. So we have seen the basic principle of pre-stressing. So now let us understand what are the various types of pre-stressing. So here you can see based on the source of the pre-stressing, it is based on the method by which pre-stressing force is generated. So there are four sources, mainly mechanical source, hydraulic source, electrical source, and chemical. So pre-stressing is classified based on these parameters. So first we are trying to classify on the basis of the source. ठीक है, कि pre-stressing ये जो stresses induce कर रहे हैं उसका source क्या है? So either it can be a mechanical source, either it can be a hydraulic jack, or electrical way से भी you can provide, and chemical. So these are the four sources. So based on the source, the second one, it is external or internal pre-stressing. ठीक है, so it is based on the location of the pre-stressing tendons with respect to the concrete section. ठीक है, so either you can provide the pre-stressing externally or internally also. It is based upon the location of the tendons. Now the third one is pre-tensioning or post-tensioning. ठीक है, so this is the most common type. So when we talk about the classification of pre-stressing, we generally talk about pre-tensioning and post-tensioning. So I hope you must have heard these terms. So what is pre-tensioning? It is based on the sequence of casting the concrete and applying tension to the tendons. So we will see in detail what exactly is pre-tensioning and post-tensioning, because this is the main classification which we are going to deal with. So it depends on what. Pre-tensioning मतलब पहली tensioning कर रहे हैं, post-tensioning मतलब बाद में. किसके पहले और किसके बाद में? Basically casting of concrete. Concrete cast करने के पहले ही tension करेंगे तो उसको pre-tensioning, और cast करने के बाद करेंगे तो that is post-tensioning. I hope this is clear. And next is linear or circular pre-stressing. So it is based on the shape of the member pre-stressed. Okay, so if it is a circular member, so it will be called as circular pre-stressing. If it is a linear member, it will be called as linear pre-stressing. And then you have full, limited or partial pre-stressing also. So it is based on the pre-stressing force. ठीक है, अगर full force उसमें apply किया, so that is partially भी we can pre-stress member depending upon the requirement कि कितना load वो member लेने वाला है, उसके हिसाब से we can provide full pre-stressing, limited or partial pre-stressing. Okay, so I hope these the types of pre-stressing is clear to everyone. Now let us see the types of the systems of pre-stressing. So it is also called as the systems of pre-stressing or the types. So I've told you, so basically we are going to deal with pre-tensioning, what is exactly pre-tensioning and what is post-tensioning. So in pre-tension, the tendons are tensioned before the concrete is placed. So just now we have discussed what exactly is pre-tensioning. So in pre-tensioning, जो tendons है, it is placed before the concrete is, the tendons are tensioned before the concrete is placed. So after the concrete is hardened, the tension force is released. ठीक है, तो पहले से उसको मैंने स्ट्रेच कर दिया. ठीक है, एज्यूम करो एक रबर है तुम्हारे हाथ में, तो उसको तुमने स्ट्रेच कर दिया. ठीक है, वो प्लेस किया कंक्रीट मोल्ड में, फिर कंक्रीट पोर किया, फिर जैसे ही कंक्रीट हार्डन हो गया तो तुमने दोनों साइड से रिलीज कर दिया. सो व्हाट विल इट विल ट्राई टू डू, इट विल try to regain its original shape or it will create compression in the member. Okay, ठीक है. What is the second type? The second type is post tensioning. So in post tension, the tendons are tensioned after the concrete has hardened. ठीक है, post tensioning is different. तो यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे कि concrete पहले से ही है member, ठीक है, उसके अंदर you will provide the tendons and then you will stretch the tendons and then you will lock the tendons. So that is nothing, that is called as post tensioning. Is this clear everyone? Pre and post so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us understand pre-tensioning. So because this is something which you are going to deal with as far as you are talking about pre-stressed concrete, so you have to understand these two methods basically, what is pre-tensioning and what is post. So let us understand. So in pre-tension, the tendons are tensioned against some abutments before the concrete is placed. So here you can see with the help of this figure, it is easy for us to understand what is exactly pre-tensioning. So after the concrete is hardened, the tension force is released. The tendon tries to shrink back to the initial length, but the concrete resists it through the bond between them. Thus compression force is induced in concrete. ठीक है, compression force कैसे induce हो रहा है? Because concrete is resisting through the bond between them. ठीक है, सो प्रीटेंशन कहाँ पे होता है? इट इज यूजुअली डन विद प्रीकास्ट. ठीक है, जो प्रीकास्ट मेंबर्स होते हैं, जो ऑलरेडी कास्टेड होते हैं इन द इंडस्ट्री, फैब्रिकेटेड, सो दैट इज जनरली those are pre-tensioned. So here you can see, ठीक है, यहाँ से टेंडन एनकरेज है, यहाँ से जैक है, तो यहाँ से स्ट्रेच करेंगे. ठीक है, बीम वन, तो नंबर ऑफ बीम्स आर केप्ट लाइक दिस, और उसके बाद यहाँ से जैक, यहाँ से स्ट्रेच किया, फिर बाद में रिलीज कर देंगे. So this is a typical setup of pre-tensioning. ठीक है, so now let us understand what are the stages of pre-tensioning. The first you can see pre-stressing bed. ठीक है, this is called as the pre-stressing bed. So the jack where it is, from there the stretching of the tendons will be done, and then the casting of concrete is done, and then it is cutting of the tendon. ठीक है, the tendons are cut from the end. So this, in the third figure you can see the pre-stress is transferred to the member. Okay, so I hope from the figure it is very much clear now what is exactly pre-tensioning. So I've included the figures so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So here you can see an example of pre-tensioning. Okay, so this is a practical example of pre-tensioning. Now can anyone tell me what are these members? Yes.
Girders.
Girders. Not exactly. No, these are not girders. ठीक है, just
Sleepers.
ऑब्जर्व इट केयरफुली, लुक एट द शेप. कुछ याद आ रहा है? यस, एनीवन?
Sir, sleepers.
स्लीपर्स, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. ठीक है, देखो ना शेप देखो इसका. ठीक है, रेलवेज में द स्लीपर्स विच वी प्रोवाइड, सो दीज आर दैट ओनली. ठीक है, सो दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ प्री टेंशनिंग. स्लीपर्स इज अ टिपिकल एग्जांपल. ठीक है, यहाँ पे देखो कंटिन्यूअसली कास्ट किया है, यहाँ पे है, फिर उसके बाद भी है. ठीक है, so in this way lot of members are precast at the same time and the tensioning is done. So here you can see the jack and the tendons. Okay,
So what is this member?
इसको स्लीपर्स कहते हैं ना. रेलवेज में देखो ट्रैक में जो वी ले द स्लीपर्स, बैलेस्ट होता है और उसमें जो हॉरिजॉन्टल मेंबर होता है, सो दीज आर दोज मेंबर्स, दीज आर कॉल्ड एज स्लीपर्स. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, sir.
Okay. ठीक है, so those sleepers are basically pre-tensioned. So now let us move ahead and understand what is post-tensioning. ठीक है, so post-tensioning actually it has got a wider application as compared to pre-tensioning. ठीक है, तो normally the structures which you see, for example, जो मेट्रो कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रहा है, ठीक है, वहां पे इफ यू सी द गर्डर्स, ठीक है, दोज आर एक्चुअली ज्यादातर वो पोस्ट टेंशन होता है. तो इन प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ यू कैन सी दैट कि जो एप्लीकेशन है, जो यूज है पोस्ट टेंशन मेंबर्स का ज्यादा है एज कंपेयर टू प्री टेंशन. So now let us understand what is post tensioning. So in post tension, the tendons are tensioned after the concrete has hardened. Commonly metal or plastic ducts are placed inside the concrete before casting. ठीक है, तो क्या करेंगे कि बिफोर कास्टिंग ऑफ द मेंबर, ठीक है, सो प्लास्टिक डक्ट्स आर प्लेस्ड. ठीक है, सो एक प्लास्टिक का पाइप सपोज मैंने प्लेस कर दिया, प्लास्टिक डक्ट, and then the concrete is hardened, and then what we do in that duct, after the concrete is hardened and had enough strength, the tendon is placed inside the duct. ठीक है, वो duct में फिर we will provide the tendons and then it is stressed and then anchored against the concrete. ठीक है, और उसके बाद में क्या करेंगे, अगर उसके बीच में कुछ स्पेस है डक्ट में, सो इन दैट ग्राउटिंग इज डन. ठीक है, ग्राउट इज इंजेक्टेड इनटू द डक्ट लेटर ऑन. सो दिस कैन बी डन आइदर एज प्रीकास्ट और कास्ट इन प्लेस. ठीक है, ये प्रीकास्ट में भी कर सकते हैं फैब्रिक इंडस्ट्री में, या फिर एट द साइट ऑल्सो यू कैन डू दिस. ठीक है, सो हियर यू कैन सी विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस फिगर्स, तो क्या फर्स्ट वी विल प्रोवाइड अ डक्ट. ठीक है, तो बिफोर द कास्टिंग इज डन, ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक डक्ट प्रोवाइड करेंगे विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ प्लास्टिक डक्ट और अ प्लास्टिक पाइप. So here you can see the side view, एक duct है, then we will provide the tendons in that duct and then the tendon will be stretched and then it will be anchored. ठीक है, anchoring the tendon at the stretching end. Is this clear everyone? Post tensioning कैसे होता है, समझ में आया? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. ठीक है, so now here we can see an example of post tensioning of a box girder. ठीक है, ये एक typical box girder है. ठीक है, normally used in bridges. So this is an example of post tensioning. ठीक है, here you can see huge tendons. Okay, so now let us understand what are the methods of pre-stressing. So what is the procedure in pre-tensioning? So just let us revise what we have seen. So in pre-tensioning what is done? First anchoring the tendons is done against the end abutments. ठीक है, उसके बाद क्या है, प्लेसिंग ऑफ द जैक्स. ठीक है, जैक से उसको टाइट करेंगे, देन अप्लाइंग टेंशन टू द टेंडन्स and then casting of concrete and then cutting of the tendons. So this is the basic procedure in pre-tensioning. Okay, so what happens in post tensioning? In post tensioning, casting of concrete peli it is done, ठीक है, with the duct, obviously we have to provide the duct also, and then placement of the tendons is done, and then placement of the anchorage block and jack, and then apply the tension to the tendons, and then seating of the wedges, and then cutting of the tendons. ठीक है, wedges मतलब to keep that tendon at that position. ठीक है, stretch करने के बाद उसको वहां पे lock करेंगे. Wedges are basically locks, and after that we will cut the tendons. So this is the procedure of pre-tensioning and post-tensioning. So now very important thing. So we have understood what is pre-tensioning, what are the methods, what is the principle. So now let us understand what are the materials used and what are their properties. Okay, so this is very important. So obviously, since we are using high strength, we are stressing the concrete with the help of the tendons. So there might be some changes in the material properties that we normally use in RCC. So let us understand. So high stresses near concrete. So basically in pre-stress concrete, we use high strength concrete and high strength steel. So why do we use that? Let us see. High stresses are developed near concrete. So high strength concrete is required. ठीक है, basic reason क्या है? High stresses are induced in concrete. Why? Because tendons are stretched. So that is the reason high strength concrete is required, and high losses in steel is also occurring. So that is the reason high strength steel is required. Okay, as simple as that. So that is a typical question in the examination. Why high strength concrete and high strength steel is used in pre-stress concrete? Okay, so you have to explain like this. So mild steel has a working stress of 120 Newton per mm square, which is completely lost due to shrinkage, creep and elastic deformation. ठीक है, so जो mild steel है उसका working stress कितना है 120. So this is lost due to shrinkage, creep and elastic. So whenever we are talking about the stretching of the tendons, so what happens in this? जितना force we are providing to the tendons, it is not necessary that the same amount of force will be transferred to the concrete. Why? There might be a lot of reasons that there might be some losses in the force, and hence there will be some loss in the stress also. Okay, so that losses we will study in detail when we start with the topic losses. So now let us understand just that there are various losses. Okay, so that is the reason normal loss of stress in steel. ठीक है, ये देखो normal loss of stress in steel is around 100 to 240 Newton per mm square. तो इतना stress तो already it is losing because of various factors. ठीक है, due to the manual, due to the जैकिंग प्रोसेस ऑल्सो. ठीक है, जो जैक है वहां पे जितना मैंने स्ट्रेच किया, इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी के द सेम अमाउंट ऑफ फोर्स विल बी अप्लाइड. ठीक है, वहां पे थोड़ा सा लॉस हो सकता है ड्यू टू मैनुअल एरर. ठीक है, ड्यू टू द फ्रिक्शन देयर आर सम लॉसेस. ठीक है, सो दैट वी विल सी इन डिटेल व्हाट आर द वेरियस टाइप्स. तो उसके वजह से लॉस ऑफ स्ट्रेस इन स्टील is around 100 to 240 Newton per mm square. So hence high initial stress of about 1200 to 2000 is required to make up for the losses. Okay, so basically to make up for the losses, we require high stresses in steel. So therefore high strength steel is essential. Okay, so I hope this is clear why high strength concrete and why high strength steel is essential. So minimum compressive strength required for concrete. Okay, so this is very important. Remember कि मिनिमम कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ फॉर प्री स्ट्रेस कंक्रीट कितना, इट इज 40 न्यूटन पर एमएम स्क्वायर फॉर प्री टेंशनड मेंबर्स एंड इट इज 30 फॉर पोस्ट टेंशनड मेंबर्स. So these are the minimum requirements of compressive strength. When you are using pre-stress concrete, you should at least use 30 grade for post tension members, and you should use 40 grade of concrete for pre-tension members. So let us move ahead. Now let us understand what are the advantages of pre-stressed concrete. So this we already know there are some advantages. That is the reason we are using. So let us see what are those advantages. So factory products are possible. ठीक है, सो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, लार्ज प्रोडक्शन. जैसे स्लीपर्स का मैंने एग्जांपल दिखाया, तो लार्ज स्केल प्रोडक्शन इज पॉसिबल विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस in the factories, and those can be directly used on site. And then long span structure are possible, so that saving is significant and thus it becomes economical. ठीक है, तो लॉन्ग स्पैन स्ट्रक्चर इज पॉसिबल सो इसका मेन एडवांटेज क्या है कि लॉन्ग स्पैन स्ट्रक्चर इज पॉसिबल विद द हेल्प ऑफ प्रीस्ट्रेस because deflections are less as compared to RCC, and it becomes economical. Why it becomes economical? Because slender sections are required in this as compared to RCC. Pre-stressed members are tested before use. Okay, so we can test the members also before use. It has high ability to resist the impact. Okay, one more advantage of pre-stressed क्या है? It has got high ability to resist the impact load, and it also has high fatigue resistance. It has high live load carrying capacity, and it is free from cracks. ठीक है, मैंने बताया कि टेंशन एट द बॉटम वी आर ट्राइंग टू अवॉइड, दैट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ प्रीस्ट्रेस कंक्रीट. सो उससे क्या हो जाएगा, क्रैक्स तुम्हारे डेवलप नहीं होंगे. सो इट इज अ क्रैक फ्री स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, so entire section to take part in resisting moments. Now members are free from tensile stresses. So these are some of the advantages of pre-stressed concrete. Disadvantages क्या है? ठीक है, so since there are advantages, every coin has its two sides. So let us see what are the disadvantages. Okay, it requires skilled laborers and experienced engineers. Okay, so now since the technique is different from the conventional RCC, so यहाँ पे skilled laborers का requirement है and experienced engineers are also required. Initial equipment cost is very high. Okay, so this is a disadvantage. Availability of experienced engineers is less and required complicated form work. Okay, so again the form work becomes a little bit complicated. So you can see in the box girder I have shown you. So for that you can understand the form work will become complicated, and it requires high strength concrete and steel. So it again becomes slightly uneconomic. So these are some of the disadvantages of pre-stressed concrete. Okay, finally, so now on the basis of this, can anyone tell me what is the difference between RCC and pre-stressed concrete? So based on the various points we have seen, can you just differentiate some points of RCC and pre-stressed concrete? Let us have this interactive session now. So we have covered everything, the basics of pre-stressed concrete, the methods, the materials used. So can you just differentiate between pre-stress and RCC? High load bearing capacity in PC. Load, yeah, load taking capacity is increased. Correct. Yes, second is long span is possible in pre-stress concrete. Correct. Yes, anything else? Yes, what about others? High durability. Yes, to some extent it is durable. Yes, what else? Any differentiating point between RCC and pre-stress? Okay, in terms of economy, can anyone tell me economy difference as far as the sections are concerned? Yes, it is more resistant to shocks and vibration as compared to RCC. Perfect. Yes, can anyone tell me why PC is more economical? Yes, what about others? Only one student is answering. Okay, obviously since the dimensions are small, so it becomes more economical. Okay, why the dimensions are small? Because of pre-stressing, it can take higher loads for the same section. So you can reduce the section, right? So slender sections are possible in pre-stressed concrete. Yes, anything else? Exactly. PC sections are thinner and lighter. Perfect. Yes, Ojas, anything else?
So RCC is constructed on the means it is the concrete is poured on the site at one point and in one instant, and in PCC we need to perform it continuously.
In PC, we need to perform continuously. In PC also, you have to pour the concrete. Either you can pour that in the industry where you're fabricating, or you can do that on site also. Same way, pouring of concrete is not different. Yeah, less self weight, hence economical. Okay, so I think we have covered most of the points. Differentiate. So if it is asked in the exam, you can easily write the difference. Skilled labor required, yeah. So I don't think now you have to study the advantages, because once we have discussed, so there is no need to again study this topic. So this is already covered now. Now let us see what is the comparison between RCC and PC. So the load bearing capacity. So on the basis of the load bearing capacity, the strength is high for pre-stress. For RCC, it is low. Deflection, you can see there is less deflection. Sorry. See, and in terms of economy, so it is more economical than RCC. And in terms of shock resisting ability, pre-stress is high, RCC is low. For long span, it is applicable, pre-stress, it is not applicable. And self weight much less than RCC and greater than